to the Lantern Stories. Light your lantern, and let's discover today's magical story.
Deep inside a magical refrigerator, there was a secret world that only came to life after the fridge door gently closed. As the bright white light faded, the entire fridge filled with a soft, icy blue glow. Tiny, sparkling snowflakes floated through the cool air like magical stars, and every shelf slowly woke up with joy. On the top shelf stood Milky, a tall, crystal-clear glass bottle filled with creamy white milk. He had kind, sparkling blue eyes, rosy cheeks, tiny white gloves, shiny blue boots, and a warm, friendly smile that made everyone feel safe. Not far away, Eggy carefully peeked out of his cozy egg carton. He was a smooth snow-white egg, with bright golden eyes, soft pink cheeks, a tiny blue scarf around his neck, and little orange shoes. Although he was gentle and sometimes nervous, he always tried to help his friends. Nearby, Apple bounced happily from the fruit basket. His shiny, bright red skin sparkled under the magical light. A fresh green leaf rested proudly on his head, while his emerald green eyes twinkled with excitement. He wore tiny brown boots and was always ready for a new adventure. Beside him stood Cheesy, a golden cheese wedge with tiny round holes, cheerful hazel eyes, a bright red bow tie, white gloves, and little yellow shoes. His smile could brighten even the coldest corner of the fridge. On the butter tray rested Butter, a soft golden butter block wrapped in shiny paper. He rubbed his sleepy brown eyes, stretched lazily, and adjusted his tiny blue nightcap before slipping into his fluffy slippers. Above them, the playful Icey Twins, two crystal-clear ice cubes with sparkling blue eyes and tiny icy shoes, laughed as they slid across the frosty freezer shelf, leaving glittering trails behind them. Everything felt peaceful, happy, and full of laughter. It looked like another perfect morning inside the magical fridge. But suddenly, Milky looked toward the fruit shelf and noticed something strange. His smile slowly disappeared. One special place was completely empty. Berry, the tiny bright red strawberry with sparkling pink eyes, rosy cheeks, tiny yellow seeds, a leafy green crown, and little green shoes, was nowhere to be seen. The laughter stopped instantly. Apple quickly searched the fruit basket. Eggy looked carefully behind the egg carton. Cheesy checked beside the yogurt cups while Butter slowly searched around the butter tray. Even the playful Icey Twins stopped their games and looked into every frosty corner. But no matter where they searched, Berry had completely vanished. The cheerful fridge suddenly became silent, and every friend knew that a mysterious adventure had just begun. The friends refused to give up. Milky took a deep breath and calmly reminded everyone that the best way to solve a mystery was to stay together. One by one, they carefully searched every shelf inside the magical fridge. Apple bravely climbed onto the highest fruit basket to get a better view, while Eggy slowly looked behind every carton and bottle. Cheesy squeezed through the tiny spaces between the yogurt cups, and even sleepy Butter pushed himself to check every corner of the butter tray. The playful Icey Twins slid quickly across the freezer shelf, looking for any tiny clue that could help. Just when everyone was beginning to lose hope, one of the Icey Twins noticed something unusual. Near the vegetable drawer, there were tiny little footprints made from strawberry juice. They were small, shiny, and easy to miss, but they led toward the bottom shelf. The friends followed the sparkling footprints as quietly as they could. Their hearts beat faster with every step. As they reached the vegetable drawer, they heard a tiny giggle. Slowly, Milky opened the drawer, and to everyone's surprise, Berry popped out from behind a fresh green lettuce with a huge smile on her face. The little strawberry laughed so hard that she could barely stand. She had been playing hide and seek all morning and thought it would be a funny surprise for her friends. For a moment, everyone stood completely still. Then Apple burst into laughter. Cheesy clapped his tiny hands with joy. Butter smiled with relief, and even nervous Eggy couldn't stop laughing. The whole fridge was once again filled with happiness and cheerful voices. Berry looked at her friends and softly said she was sorry for making everyone worry. Milky smiled kindly and explained that surprises are fun, but it is always important to tell your friends where you are so they don't become frightened. Berry nodded with a happy smile and promised that she would never disappear without telling her friends again. The magical fridge was once again full of laughter, friendship, and warm hearts. That day, everyone learned an important lesson. Before thinking something bad has happened, always stay calm, work together, and find out the truth. And from that day on, the friends knew that no mystery was too big when they faced it together.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the Lantern Stories, and we'll see you in the next magical adventure. Bye-bye.